Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our fifth wisdom lesson from the Old Testament book of Proverbs. As you may remember, last week we examined wisdom in speech and we saw 5 ways in which words should not be used. This week, as promised, we will be dealing with the same topic, but we'll be studying 5 ways in which words should be used. So let us pray. Oh God, our eternal Father, thank you for your faithfulness, grace, and mercy. Thank you for the book of Proverbs, and thank you for this time. Cause your people to learn. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen. The topic, wisdom in speech, is very important because in every language, words are used to convey meaning. In fact, Proverbs 18:21 tells us that death and life are in the power of the tongue. That means when we use words, we can choose to either hurt or help, harm or heal, embarrass people or uplift them. We can influence people with our words or manipulate them. It all depends on how words are used. Therefore, it is crucial to use words properly to convey meaningful thoughts as we communicate with others on a daily basis. Since we have already seen 5 ways in which words should not be used, let us now examine 5 ways in which words should be used. I call them commandments. So 1, thou shalt use your words to coach. 2, thou shalt use your words to cure. 3, thou shalt use your words to comfort. 4, thou shalt use your words to confess. And 5, thou shalt use your words to connect. These are the 5 ways we will see with you tonight. Commandment number 1, thou shalt use your words to coach. Proverbs 15 verse 7, the lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the fool does not do so. The word lips is frequently used in the book of Proverbs to mean speech. So the phrase, the lips of the wise, means the instructions of the wise. Wise people teach others. They cause them to learn because of their great wisdom. However, fools cannot do that because they do not possess the ability to teach others. Everything they say is nonsense or foolish. So the meaning of the verse is that when the wise man speaks, he instructs, he trains, he coaches others. But the fool cannot do that. Proverbs 16:23, the heart of the wise teaching his mouth and adds learning to his lips. This verse is telling us that someone who has good sense pays close attention to what he says. He speaks with authority, and as such, people would listen to him because he has something good to say. He can persuade or encourage other people. Now, do you know someone who has no authority when he speaks? Whenever that person speaks, people pay no attention whatsoever because they already know he has nothing good to say. It is just like someone who jokes all the time. So you never know when he's serious and when he is not. And by default, you think he's joking because this is his character. So, My brothers and sisters, the first commandment tells us about the importance of wisdom, which causes us to use words to coach or to teach others. Now, let's move on to commandment number 2. Thou shalt use your words to heal. Proverbs chapter number 12, verse 18. There is one who speaks like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise promotes health. The meaning of this verse is that harsh words can hurt a person just like a sword does. But healing comes when the wise person speaks. The same thing can be seen in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 25. Anxiety in the heart of man causes depression, but a good word makes it glad. Anxiety, my brothers and sisters, refers to fear that we may have about something that may occur soon. Right now, as you know, many people fear death because of the coronavirus pandemic, which hits every nation in the world. We do not know what the future holds. We do not know what tomorrow holds, but we do know who holds tomorrow. Now, the term "a good word" refers specifically to the talk of a friend. So the book of Proverbs tells us that anxiety causes us to become depressed. But a good word, a word of encouragement from somebody, causes gladness. A good talk of a friend changes our mood from sadness to gladness, from anger to pleasure. So when we feel depressed, we need people to talk to us, to encourage us to keep on living. Proverbs 16:24. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the bones. The meaning of this verse is so clear, my friends. Pleasant words bring healing to people. So that leads us to commandment number 3. Thou shalt use your words to comfort. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Do you know how most relationships are broken? It is the way words are used. So when we give soft answer, when we speak nice words to people, we can turn wrath to happiness. But when we speak harsh words, we excite people to anger. Proverbs 15:23, a man has joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word spoken in due season. How good it is! Words are very effective when spoken at the right moment. This verse is telling us that although the mastery of speech is important, knowing the appropriate time to speak is more important and far better. In other words, somebody may be a good speaker, a good communicator. He may know all the rules of a language. He may well know syntax, that is how words are used, such as articles, verbs, and direct object. The person may know semantics, that is the meaning of the words. The person may know phonology, the sound of each of the words that he uses. He may know the morphology. By morphology, I mean the forms of the words. But if he does not know when to speak them, his knowledge worth nothing. His speech is not good. So now commandment number 4, thou shalt use your words to confess sins. Proverbs 28:13, we saw that last week. He who covers his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will have mercy. To cover renders a word meaning to hide or to conceal, and it refers to the refusal to confess the harm or the wrong that has been done. The harm is referred to as sins, that is the evil deeds. The verb to prosper means to be successful. The verb to confess means to acknowledge to the Lord that we have done which is not proper, we have done wrong. And to forsake means to cease doing the wrong thing. So someone who abandons what he was doing will obtain the mercy of God. The meaning of the verse is something like, someone who confesses his sins will obtain the mercy of God and will become successful. Many people willingly hurt others. We said that last week. Then they will keep saying, I am sorry. I apologize, brother. Yet they will do the same thing repeatedly because they do it on purpose. My friends, the Bible tells us that it is the one who confesses and abandons his sins who will obtain mercy from God. And so we just need to quit doing what we are doing once we know it's wrong. That leads us now to the last commandment. Thou shalt use your words to connect. Proverbs 10:11. The mouth of the righteous is a well of life, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. That means the words of the righteous people are like a spring that brings forth life. But the words of the wicked hide the harm they will do. Wow. In application, my brothers and sisters, my prayer for you, my prayer for all of us, is that we can use words properly to communicate our feelings to others. Let us now focus on whatever is true, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, and whatever is worthy. We can say like David in Psalm 19:14, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. The Canadian Christian singer named Hawk Nelson wrote a song about words years ago. Here is what he said. Words can build you up. Words can break you down. Start a fire in your heart or put it out. He further said, let my words be life. Let my words be truth. I don't want to say a word unless it points the world back to you, that is back to God. In the same fashion, my brothers and sisters, the well-known Christian singer named Hezekiah Walker writes, I need you. You need me. We are all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We are all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. My friends, if we want each other to survive, we need to use words to coach people. We need to use words to cure. We need to use our words to comfort people. We need to use words to confess to one another. We need to use words to connect people to Christ and also to connect people to others. May God bless you abundantly. And I look forward to seeing you next week. I love you all. Once again, God bless you. Bye-bye.